Hello, Saad. Thank you very much for joining me for this interview. I saw a 7K win from you in the wins channel. Now, I'll really want to go into that. But first, how are you?
Man, I'm doing well, just trying to survive. Just done doing some work actually, and now we're here. Yeah, I received the message and I was like, you know what? Why not? Because I know that a lot of people, especially in a lot of courses and a lot of programs, they're quite skeptical and they think that it's not going to work for them or whatever. So I'm here to talk about my progress, my win, my journey, which is quite unique, I would say. But yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Right. I can already tell this will be a good interview. So,
Thank you.
let's begin with what was your life like before joining the real world?
All right. So I grew up in Morocco, Casablanca, Morocco. And I was born into a really huge family. I'm not talking about my siblings, my brothers and my sisters. I only have one brother and one big sister, but I'm talking about the huge family. So my grandmother had about 8 to 10 kids, and all of those kids had multiple kids, etc. So I have a lot of uncles, aunts, cousins, and they were all really good at studying. They all like they had super big, amazing marks and grades. But unfortunately, I say fortunately later on, me and my siblings weren't really the best ones at school. We were actually really, really bad. We had bad grades. So I grew up basically knowing, and you could really sense it, that I wasn't, let's just call it, super good enough because I was always compared to my cousins. I was always told, hey, why can't you be like them? Why are you like this? And I grew up, let's just call it that I knew what being broke is like. And when I say broke, I'm not talking about a few grams amount. I'm talking about broke. So my father used to work, and at some point he went to work in another country. So he left me and my mother, like us and my mother, to basically here. He used to send some money, but we had some issues, so then he couldn't send us money for, let's just call it, a long time. And here in the system in Morocco, there are basically two kinds of school. There are the public ones and the private ones. Now I know that basically just look at it from this point of view. Our public schools are basically your guys. Our private schools, sorry, are basically your guys' public schools in the US and the UK. So because there in the public school, it's real. When I tell you that it's super dangerous and super savage, it's dangerous and savage. Like kids will mug their teachers. Like kids would fight with blades. That's at like
Well,
13, 14 years old. So then my mother made sure that we went to a private school. It was it was about like per kid, it was quite expensive, but then she just really sacrificed a lot. She worked jobs and jobs and jobs, and even my father, they sacrificed so much, man. Like I remember my mother working from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. non-stop, and she was kind of like a culinary designer. So basically in the adverts of some, know what, there is food in an advertisement on TV. Basically, the one that makes it look beautiful, that's my mother's job. She used to get paid like shit wage, but she used to have like 1 gig every 2 3 months. So we really kind of survived thanks to my uncles for a long time because they kind of like helped my mother, etc. So I know what being broke is, and basically add in that it didn't really make sense for my family that my mother really fought tooth and nails to keep us in our schools. And she used to take food out of her mouth just to give it to us. She sacrificed so much, and I'm forever grateful for her. So like I said, we weren't really the best students, and it wasn't because we were stupid. And I still remember it's because we were just lazy, at least me and my brother. Because what's funny is when we went to college, me and my brother actually became one of the best. students, one of the top students, just because we were like, you know what, fuck it, let's just try it. Because we grew up and we grew mature, and we were like, you know what, she sacrificed so much, let's just do it. And before any of you guys, internet geeks, give me some shit about it, hey, oh, he had enough money to go to college. Motherfucker, here college is like $3,000 to $5,000 a year. So don't even give me shit on that. And she had to sell family jewelry, like literally like jewelry that was passed down to her by my grandmother, just to pay for that.
Wow.
And take loans. So that's how much she sacrificed. So like I said, after I graduated, I have two master's degrees. So one is in auditing, finance, and accounting. The other one is in business administration, which is actually like a French degree, and it's all in one university basically. So I had my two degrees, and I went, and basically this how it works here is in your last master you need to basically create a thesis, and you need to go into the workforce, work at a company, whatever your field is. You work at a company for like 5 to 6 months, 7 months even. You work that, it's an internship, it's not really paid. You work there for like 6, 7 months as an intern. You go there and you try to create your thesis on that. Basically, I did that and worked for like 7 months for free as an intern with no cash. And after that, after I graduated, I started getting paid as a banker, as a risk assessor, which is kind of like the biggest level of like big energy bank. I was like big level, and it was actually at the headquarters of the third biggest Islamic bank in the world. So I used to work there, and guess how much I got paid a month? Come on.
Okay, if you told me to guess, it would be something low. Let's say 4K USD a month.
$600 a month.
No. Wow. Crazy.
Yes. So $600 a month. And yeah, and then I joined basically once I started getting paid, I joined a university, which is now the real world. And now we're here. But before, like I said, I don't want any of you guys to make any excuse. I joined when I finished the internship, just so you know, 7 months of internship, I didn't know that it was paid because they didn't pay me every month. So it was just at the end of the internship, they said, by the way, it's paid. Can you guess after 7 months of work, of showing up every single day, how much I got paid? After 7 months in total. Come on,
At
take a
most
guess.
2K. At most. I'd say like 1K. What?
$850.
God damn, dude. Crazy.
$850. Yeah. And before, so I joined the real world, I'd say 2 months before I finished the internship and started becoming an official employee. Because yeah, I was such an amazing intern that they said, you know what, you're so amazing, Saad. You're gonna become an employee. Please, like, you know what? Cool. Okay. So I joined like 2 months before I became an employee. And just so you know, those 2 months before becoming an employee and finish my internship, I had, let's say, $200 saved up. This was like money, like really saved up throughout the months and the years. I was like, you know what? I saw an ad from, not really an ad, but I saw the interview of Andrew Tate on and by the way, he's a big G. Changed my life forever. Love the guy. I saw his interview in the Fresh and Fit episode, the first one. I thought just watching a lot. Because I was just an intern, so I just kept watching some videos. And I was like, you know what? I have $200 saved up. What the fuck am I gonna do with it anyways? Like, it's $50 a month. It's $50 a month. And it's not like I can make more. No. You can't make more. It's in Morocco. You can't make more. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take. My thinking was, I have nothing to lose. What the fuck am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna buy some coffees for a whole month. Go on 2 dates. Like buy some dumb shit. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with $50? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the chance because I had some friends, and we can come up to like the importance of influence and friendship later on. But basically, I had some friends who were super skeptical. Oh, that's a scam, oh, bro, that's super. I was like, you know what? It's $50. Why not? Because that wasn't the first time that I bought a course. We could also come up to it in the future because that's a really, really funny story on how I gained my confidence in business, kind of. So I was like, you know what? I'll try it. And at first, when as soon as I finished like the first 2 months, I started getting like this. I guess started getting paid that $600. That $850. So then I said, you know what? I wanna make money with crypto because it was like 2021, 2020. Yeah, it was like 2021. I was like, you know what? I want to make money with crypto.
Was it towards
I'll
the
be a
end of
baller.
2021?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Ah,
So
I
by
see.
the end of 2021, like, you know what? I'm gonna make money with crypto. I'm a big G, man. I'm gonna invest that $850. I'm gonna make multiple Ks. I'm make a lot of money. I'm gonna quit this job. I won't go to the job, and I lost it all
Yeah.
after like 1 month of trading. So, so that wasn't a good business move. Sorry, I didn't lose it all. I had like $100 saved up or something. So I still kind of like really struggled to pay the membership. Actually, ace the admin for the real world. I was actually my account got, let's just say, suspended just because I couldn't pay for a while, and it got suspended like 3 times just because I really struggled to come up with the money, man. Like really, really, $50, bro. It's $50. I struggled. I was like, you know what? Come on, I sacrificed. I sold some stuff. I was like, you know what? Let's fucking do it. I kept going and going. And eventually I was like, you know what? I still remember it vividly. I just started becoming an employee. So I had like 100, I had like literally the only money. I had 60 or like $70 until I started becoming an official employee and getting paid that $600 a month. Basically, $70 to survive the entire month until I get paid. Because that was all that I had saved up. I was like, you know what? I must still pay for the membership. So I had literally $20 to survive the entire month. And that was like the fees to transportation and actually going to the cab and going there and eating food. And I knew it. And then once I paid for that membership, I was becoming an official employee. And one day I came back I wanted to hang out with my old friends. We used to have coffees like three, four times a week, almost every day. We used to go to a coffee shop and have some coffee and just talk shit. Then they were just, it was the interview with your mom's house, Tate's mom's house, just came out. I watched it. I was still fucking around with crypto. And then my friends were roasting me. Oh man, you're gonna lose the money. Oh, it's a scam. Oh man, what the fuck are you talking about? Because by the way, it wasn't the first time that I learned about Tate. I watched Tate like years ago, but I kind of like forgot just the video now and then. So then I was like, you know what? What the fuck am I doing? I just kept thinking. They kept talking. I was just talking. I was like, you know what? I'ma just pick one skill. I obviously don't have the money to invest in crypto. I lost it. So then why not do this? I'll just pick one skill. And for the first time in my entire life, I said to myself, Saad, shut the fuck up, stop thinking, and just go. Like, stop thinking you're smart. Shut the fuck up and just start. Like, okay, cool. I picked the skill. I was like, you know what? Fuck everything. So I've gone home. And when I say that I became obsessed with copy, man, I became so obsessed. It woke people will call it unhealthy. I became super obsessed. Like I came back home. Like so I used to work from not 8:30 a.m. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I used to work there. I came back home. So I sometimes if I did have to time where I felt like it, I've gone to boxing because I've been doing Muay Thai and boxing for like 5-6 years right now. Just something, in my nature. I just like it. So I can't really stop it for a long term. Otherwise I feel like shit. But I was like, you know what? As soon as I came back at 5 p.m., man, I didn't even change my clothes. I used to sit down on my chair at my desk and just start doing the outreach, start following the lessons, start following the live Zoom calls. And for me, it was fucking crazy because I was like, fuck, like a multi-millionaire who made money with copywriting is actually doing live Zoom calls and I can speak to him. It's not even because everyone just had some respect, so no one made a lot of noise or some shit. So he allowed us to speak and actually cut our mic or activated. That's how much trust he had in us. And basically, I started like just saying, "Oh fuck!" Like I can actually ask him questions. Shit, the copywriters to fucking be geeked out about it, taking notes, everything. And man, I used to do that, plus do my outreach, plus do my copy review, plus submit my copy, plus review some copy. Man, I used to come back from work from 5 p.m. to at 5 p.m. I used to keep working until 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. Then I slept like 4 hours. Then I gone to work. And then basically after I've gone to work, I kept doing that in the middle of the week. And at the weekend, I used to work actually 18 to 20 hours in the weekend. So when most people used to rest on the weekends, I just gone there, just kept working like a madman. Man, my family thought I was fucking crazy. They thought I was like super fucking mad. Like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Like, go out, because you need to understand that I transitioned from going out every week, every day, to nothing, nada, nothing, not going out at all. I just used to listen to copy. I'm sorry for the rude language, but even when I've gone to the bathroom, I used to watch some recordings of like some copy review, just because I didn't want to waste any seconds, any time. When I've gone to my fucking lunch breaks at work, I used to watch some interview. I used to watch the copy, how it worked. Like, oh shit, man, in my spare time, I used to review copy on my phone. I used to do some outreach on my laptop at work and hiding. I didn't take any breaks. I kept like being super fucking obsessed with it. And then I was like, shit. At some point, like even at work, they thought that I used to do drugs just because I had a huge bags under my eyes. There's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? It's like, are you taking drugs or something? Because we see you at like at 3 p.m. You want to sleep. I was like, no, I'm just working. So, so then I kept working like that until I had my first ever win. It was, I still remember, it was $300, and it was 50% upfront, 50% after, for a total specifically of like 8 emails, something like that. It was for a cooking channel. The guy was a G. I kept working with him for a long time after that. I worked. I was like $300. And then like when I added the income with the $600 that I got paid, it was like $900. I was like, fuck, I'm balling. It's like $900. And so like it just kind of gave me a shock, because like $900 would have been, I would have gotten paid $900 if only I kept working there for like 2-3 years. Then my salary would have rose to like $900 a month. It's like, fuck, I'm already making more than those guys who like, we know more than you. We've been longer. Like, bro, I have $900. Don't even fucking speak to me. So so I I was like, fuck. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go celebrate. I'm gonna go, I've gone and eaten like an expensive steak, and expensive was like $25, $30, like a huge steak meal, plus some salad. I must have spent like $50 on that. Because by the way, like I was always a broke kid when I was with my friends, because they all had like kind of like rich parents. I was always a broke kid, so for me like $50 on me was like, oh, what? Whoa, $50! Like what the fuck? I felt like the fucking king. I felt like the man. I was talking to some people like, oh, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like fire me? I don't care. I've got $300. So so I kept doing that, and at some point, like basically, I kept really becoming super obsessed with it. I even opened like a TikTok to give some advice on actually like entrepreneurship and some stuff like that. And it wasn't like I'm telling people, hey, you can make money, because I wasn't making that much. I was just like, hard work, sacrifices, because that's what I was doing. And basically, I kept doing that. And at some point, I had like an interview for like a YouTube channel. It was like a crypto guy YouTube channel. Man, I kept following up with that prick, man, for like a month and a half. A month and a half, for like 2 months of following up. Just hey man. Then the crypto crash happened, and then I kind of used it. I was like, he said he made like an apology video on like some false prediction. He didn't make it right. I was like, hey man, shit happens. You're cool. Basically, I kept doing and kept following up, and then it was like, you know what? you can have a call with the what the fuck? Yeah, the co-founder. I don't know, maybe like the CFO. I don't know the terminology, but basically it was like you can have a call with him. So then the call was exactly at 4:45 p.m. and like I told you, we finished at like 5 p.m. So what I said is, I talked to my coworker who knew that I was kind of like fucking up with this university or some shit. Like, bro, you can cover for me. Like, what? I was like, don't worry. I finished my work, so I didn't take any lunch break just because I want to finish the works for the interview, for the sales call. I finished that, and I've ran literally, man. It was raining, so I literally like ran quickly to a cafe nearby. I've gone up to the second floor. I told him, hey, can you please like turn the sound down a bit? I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then I took my phone. I still remember I had my phone. I took it here. There was like a kind of like a napkin holder. I put it here. I was dressed, with my fucking tie. I had those earpods and hit them like here. And I had the call. I I prayed to God that the connection wasn't gonna go off. I kept talking to that fucking prick who thought that he was some guy. Kept talking to him, and then we basically closed the rev share deal. So it was a revenue share deal. Like, hey, he has like an email list of 4K people. I'm gonna make so much money. Spoiler: I didn't, because his email list was shit. So, and he was a lazy fuck. Like, I used to ask him question, he used to respond like 3, 4, 5 days later. So then it wasn't the speed component. But basically, I kept going like that and becoming super obsessed. And at some point, I was like, you know what? I kept hearing about the crisis, the crisis, the recession that's coming. So then I was like, fuck, like let's analyze it perspicaciously. So will $600 a month really make me rich? Let's be honest. No, it won't. Will $10,000 a month make me rich? And $10,000 is like me after like 15, 20 years of working, 20 years of working at the same bank and being the good little slave. It's like, no. And I got kind of turned off because they were like, hey, you need to wear your mask, you need to wear your shit. I was like, that's okay. Then, so I kept doing it because I didn't have any fucking choice. I was brokey, so I knew my place. But then I was like, you know what? Okay, cool. I had this idea about like kind of quitting. And then I just had this non-give a fuck attitude. So I used to come at the bank, at the headquarters, like, hey, wear a mask. I was like, yeah, someday, bro. I used to do it like that. And then the guys were like, oh, you're not wearing a mask. Oh, man, what were you so late, like an hour late? I was like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? I don't care. So I had this attitude for everyone. It was like super crazy, but I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. So then they kind of had kind of like a training to go to. I needed to get trained for a specific field. So they sent me to the largest bank in Africa. So it was the best ones, and it actually had better financial, let's say, control than Goldman Sachs. Like the Goldman Sachs asked us about questions. So since my bank was an affiliate of that, they sent me there to get trained. I've gone there, and then basically they were like, "Oh, it's a big bank. Oh, he's gonna become so good. He's gonna become like a good little slave." No, I just became not give a fuck even more. And they're like, "Hey, please don't ruin the reputation of the bank." I was like, "Okay, cool. Don't worry. I'll be a good little slave." So I kept working, and man, those people were miserable. Like most of them kept working until like 9, 10 p.m. at night, 11 p.m. getting paid shit, wage. And it just kind of like hit me. I was like, fuck. And then someday, so it was like a 2 month training. Sorry, it was like a month and a half training. And then someday, because I kept just working so much, I didn't have time to do any hobby between the Hustle University and the bank. I didn't have any time to train, I didn't have any time to do anything. So then I've gone someday in the mirror at the bank, at the new like best bank in the world. I got to the bathroom. I took off my jacket because I wanted to see if there was some stain. I looked myself at the mirror, man. I was fat. I had dark eyes. I looked depressed. I looked like shit. And I saw myself for a good 10 minutes. I was like, is this it? Is this really what you want to do? Is this who you want to become? I mean, all this ambition, all about this dream of becoming a multimillionaire, of doing this and retiring your parents, is that really it? Can you realistically retire your parents with this wage? Like, okay, I've made up my mind. So then they kind of like called me. The work called me, the boss, my old boss called me. He was like, hey man, like what the fuck are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, man, you're giving us a really bad reputation. I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, I've done the good job. It's like you didn't show up like 2 times. Like you were like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half late. The truth why I was super late is because I had a sales page to make. So I had a sales page to make. So then since I haven't slept realistically in like 3 days, in like 72 hours, because I just kept working and doing the banking and just moving. I decided to take a nap, like a 20-minute nap. I ended up sleeping for like 10 hours.
Oh,
I didn't even yeah. So then I was super late. My parents was like, hey man, you're super late. What are you doing? I was like, I don't care. What they gonna do? Fire me? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna quit. So then I've gone there. And then basically I give them kind of like a shit reputation, and then they're like, hey, there's an evaluation. So here how it works is like after 6 or 7 months of working as an official employee, you get titularized. Basically, you become like an official employee with all the benefits. Because here, the banks, being a banker is good because you have so many. Let's just call it benefits with the if you want like a house. So the interest is it's really low, like a 1% interest loan or something, or like 0.5% interest loan if you're a banker, plus the medical and everything. So then so then I was like, okay, cool. They just come in, they're like, hey, your titularization status is in danger. So you need to come up on Monday. It was Friday. It was like, you need to come up on Monday to talk about this because you know you're super late. Everyone's complaining. You're not there. I was like, okay, cool. At the weekend, man, I still remember I kept thinking. I decided to quit. So I talked to my parents. I was like, hey, I'm a quit. He's like, oh, what do you say? I was like, no, I'm a quit. So I kept listening when I was walking my dog out. I kept listening to 8 Miles from Eminem. I was like, okay, cool. You know what? I've got one shot. Like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, if I put this time into outreach, I'll make some money. I'll become so rich. Okay. So so then I've done that. And then basically I said, you know what? I'm gonna quit. I've gone to my job, dressed like a jean and t-shirt, fucking leather jacket. Bro, nobody dresses like that at the bank. Normally, no, nobody does that, man. Just so you know, it's like a taboo if you're not wearing a suit in a bank. It's like, oh, you're on vacation. I'm like, yeah, kind of, and just kept walking. Took the elevator, came up, and then I was like, I told my boss, hey, like, hey, why are you dressed like this? Like, that's why I want to talk to you about. It's like, why? It's like, I'm gonna quit. Like, okay, cool. So quit, kept working, and then once I fully quit, I kept doing the copy. I felt so good. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna succeed. And I was just so you know when they say like save the money before you quit your job to be smart. I saved like $400. So so and 300 out of those dollars were to my business partner because I wanted to try a new stuff, a new business venture. Lost it. So then I had like $150. It was funny, just so you know. If you're gonna say, "Oh, how did you pay the membership with only $150?" I was like, "It's cool. It's because the same day, subhanallah, it's because the same day that I quit my job, Andrew, the professor, the copywriting professor, I swear to God, the hour I came out of work, was like, hey, Saad, DM me. Want to become an apprentice? I was like, are you joking? I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, of course. And like, but why? I was like, well, you have a reputation, like, because like I built a good reputation inside the university. I just kept helping a lot of people, and I became friends with a lot of people because they just said I have good social skills. I had to learn them the hard way. So I just learned them. Became like Andrew knew me before I became an apprentice because on the calls I had a personality. And that also conveys the importance of professionalism. Like if you just come in the call and he's like, hey, hi man, how are you doing? Like, what's your question? If you're like, yeah, so I use the DYC in past. No, you fucking asshole. Don't use that. Like, use basic manner. Hi man, how are you? Oh, I'm doing fine. How about you, brother? Oh, I'm doing good. Oh, great, man. I just came from the bank. Some personality, like talk, like be friendly, actually talk. Be friendly. Like a millionaire is giving you his time. The least you could do is at least give him some basic manners. So yeah, but basically I had a good reputation. I kept helping people, so now I was known throughout the university, if that makes sense. Now let's come back to the story. Like I said, it was like, hey, you want to become an apprentice? I was like, yeah, cool. So I became an apprentice. And so when you're an apprentice, just so you know, it's not a rank. You Twitter gigs. It's not a rank or something. It's just if you work really hard and you help a lot of people, then they're like, you know what, you deserve some status or something. It's not like a pyramid or some shit. But so becoming an apprentice, and when you're an apprentice, the membership becomes free for you because you're just helping out so many students. So then you're free. And you have some other perks, like getting mentored by Andrew personally, having his personal phone number, just getting helped by him, which is a huge honor. It was a mind-blowing just concept that I had the phone numbers of two millionaires because it was Andrew and Arno. So like, fuck, damn, I have the numbers, like I can text them. I was super excited. And yeah, and then like I said, I became an apprentice. The membership was free. And just so you know, that's what I call the good old brokey days because I was broke. I was broke. Like I had the $150 to survive for. I survived with that for 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Because like I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking, hey, if I do that, and the problem is I used to be so, let's just call it professional or something, that people didn't think that I was that broke. They thought I had some money, but it didn't really. And especially here in Morocco, like I don't want to ask my parents for money or something. You can't. Like you don't feel you're not a man. I don't know how to explain, but if you're a man, you don't want to do that. So then I didn't ask him for some money. And I remember, man, the brokest I ever was when a day my parents were going to, let's just call it like to see some family for like 3 days at another, let's just call it city. So they were staying with some family just to see the family gathering, etc. I was like, hey, you wanna come? No, I'm working. Okay, cool. I was working, doing the outreach, working all those hours, see no results. And at some point they're like, hey, like, do you have money to, do you have money to buy some food and eat it, etc. Because I also had a dog, so I used to feed him. Like all my money was literally for my dog because I needed to feed him. Like, do you have money to eat? Because my dog was going with my brother and my family there. Yeah, they took the dog. It's like, hey, do you have the money to eat? I was like, yeah. I didn't have. You know how much I had, man? As you remember, I've gone down the supermarket. I tried to buy some pasta. So, FYI, when I just quit my job, I had those like $450, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a lot of food because I'll make a lot of money in the future. I had some ongoing deals, but they didn't go off, so I got fucked. And like a month before that, I bought like a huge tuna can, those huge tuna cans, I put it in the fridge. So this is important because so I've gone to the supermarket. I was like, okay, I need to eat. How am I gonna eat? I was like, oh, I must have like $4 in my bank account. And then I've gone there. I bought like some pasta, which was like a $1. Then with like, yeah, I still had like 3 eggs in the fridge, and then I still bought some pasta. To remember it with what was it? It was like some basic sauce just to make everything eatable or something, and some tomatoes. I ate that. I went to buy some eggs, which was like $1 also for like a set of 15 eggs. I passed my card. The total was like $2, like $2 and 40. I was like, I passed my card, declined. I was like, oh, do you mean declined? So then I go to the bank nearby, and I put my card into the ATM, and then I see the bank balance. How much do you think it was?
That's just zero.
No, no, come on. I wasn't that broke. Only
Okay,
had, bro,
okay.
come on. We
Like
have some standards.
110, 110.
Hey, I'm not a brokey. 160. So $1.60. So I had like
Wow.
$1. That's yeah, $1.60. I took that food, I made like a huge pot of pasta. And just so you know, before you guys tell me, hey, but you can eat a lot with like 1 kilogram of pasta. Motherfuckers, I'm 6'3", 230-pound boxer. I've got some muscle, so I eat more than that. I took that dish and I made like a huge dish with the tuna. And basically that was my dish. I survived on that dish for like 4 days. So I used to do intermittent fasting, the huge intermittent fasting where I didn't eat like any lunch, any breakfast or lunch. And it was just eating like one meal a day. And the meal was some pasta with some pieces of bread or something. And I couldn't really work out because I couldn't afford the $20 membership gym. But also, I didn't want to work out at home because if I worked out, I'd have burned a lot of calories that I didn't have. So then I didn't work out for like a week just because I couldn't afford to work out, even at my house. So, long story short, was doing that and kept working, like I said, super hard. Got made basically became best friends with some of the guys. Some of the apprentice guys were actually going to move to Thailand, all of us, and we're going to move to like a huge mansion, like a 7 bedroom, 6, 7 bedroom mansion, a huge pool, a huge villa. We're going there, balling with the chef, everything, and those guys, like I became super friends with them, and I think that one of the like they are like those guys are a reason for my success, because I'd say that you are who you surround yourself with, like I said, and just finding some guys who have like the same mindset, where not in a gay way, where your souls align and you genuinely like you are yourself. So then that develops better than 10-year-old friendships, like 10-year friendship. It's just different because you're genuinely yourself. So yeah, like I said, we create like kind of like a group chat or something, like just the 10 of us, and we become like basically best friends. And after like every week, we used to have the Sunday calls, and we used to talk hours and hours about. We used to help each other with copy, but also we used to just talk shit and shoot the shit, and that kind of gave me the companionship that I kind of like needed, because we are social creatures. Whatever you say, oh, I'm an introvert, I'm a Sigma male. No, you're just lonely as fuck. So we are social creatures. And that gave me kind of like the companionship that they just call it needed. So little that you must know, I didn't have any money to go to the coffee shop, so I just kept working, 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 working. Then like I said, I kept evolving as a copywriter, as a marketer, and yeah, at some point, like I said, for the win, I start closing like a 1K win, 1.5K win. So it was wow, because you need to understand like a 1K win for you guys in America, it may seem like normal, but for me, like 1K, that's $1,000. Whoa, like 1,000, like you fucking crazy. Like you know what I can do with 1,000? Like basically, I was born like basically that was almost 3 months of my wages, something like that, of my own wages. Like 1.5K, that was more than 3 months of my wages, 1.5K. And like 1.5K, that was whoa, like something. And I felt super good, but that kind of gave me the confidence to actually see myself seriously and actually believe that I was able to do it. I mean, I always believed in myself, hence why I just quit. Because you don't do that normally. You don't just quit without having any backup or something. But yeah, I kept working and working, and basically I figured out, let's just call it a way to monetize yourself. Because if you genuinely think that you're the man, then you have the balls to make some offers, you can basically make as much money as you want. So then I just close. I had a let's take us to the 7K win. So in that specific month, I had made like 8K. No, sorry, I had closed like 8K worth of deals. Now, technically, that was like 5K because like 50% upfront, 50% after the deal is done, something like that. But still, that was like 5K. Like 5K, that's almost like a year of my old wages. A year. Like, you know what? It's a year of my old wages, man. And yeah, also that wasn't $600 a month that I got paid. That I see the conversion, it was $570, $560. Now that I really think about it, because the dollar is high. But basically, so I have the confidence and become the crazy guy because we basically teamed up with my friends. I teamed up with them basically to basically have an offer and have an agency to take on more work with our people. And I became the crazy guy who just had the balls. So like to the point where I had my Zoom calls on a phone, like a was on a tripod, like a phone and a tripod. And I kid you not, I had the balls to go to like a company who competed with Tesla. Tesla, man, who competed with Tesla, a huge company. I talked to the CEO and I was like, yeah, I can make you more money. Yeah, my team and I, we can make you some money. So then I was like, hey, cool, send me a proposal. I was like, yeah, cool, I'll send you a proposal and then we can see if we can work together, maybe. Like so so then so then I did the proposal. I was with Federico, one of the apprentices. Don't say that I told him, but I consider him one of my best friends. If not my best friend, the guy's a G. And he knows the struggle, so we can relate when it comes to that. And now, super successful, proud of him. But basically, I told him, okay, man, I want to charge. Like, how much do you want to charge? I was like, you know what? Let's charge this motherfucker 50K. For like a 1 month and a half project. And you know what's funny is that 50K. My goal was 50K was for me a small project with him because my goal was to charge him much more in a few months.
Just discovery
So
project, 50K. Yep.
yeah, 50K. Oh,
Yeah.
50K, it's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my goal was like after 4 or 5 months of delivering some results, pitching for like a 200K one. Then the guys was like, Saad, you're a crazy motherfucker, but I gotta respect the craziness. I was like, what do you mean? It was like, bro, look at it from this point of view. It's like, what do you mean? That because by the way, the light bulb on my bedroom had some issue, so it wasn't working. I had like a one torch kind of, and it was like, bro, you have the biggest balls I know. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, bro, you literally use the lamp to put some light in, and you pitched a CEO of a company who competed with Tesla 50K on your phone. I was like, yeah, Trump change. He's like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, how are you getting paid 600, like $580 a month? I was like, yeah, and most people like they still think of me like I'm a super crazy guy, and they keep asking me, like, where did that confidence come from? Like, what the fuck did that confidence come from? Because you need to think about it. Like, I wasn't supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to make the money. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be an apprentice. That wasn't what I was destined to be. I just tell them honestly. It was through a lot of, let's just say, Andrew Tate content, just because it shifted my mind. Because as soon as I made that first 1K, I was like, okay, money is not real. Money is not real. Because you can make as much money as you want, truly, if you really put in the work. So then they keep asking me, how did you get the confidence? I was like, it's easy. I truly believe that I'm a G. So I could go and challenge the biggest guy, who has the best technique, even my coach in a boxing match. And I genuinely believe that I can whoop his ass. Now, that doesn't mean that I can, as he get my ass kicked because he's a fucking coach. but that's not the point. So I still genuinely believe that I'm entitled to, let's say, go with a girl who's like a 10 out of 10. I still genuinely believe that I'll become, man, I genuinely believe that in the next 10 to 12 years, I'll be worth at least 100 to 150 million dollars, at least. I believe that. It's not that, oh, I'm just capping. I genuinely know. I know that I will do it. It's more about the belief. And so I know that I will do it. That's why I quit my job. That's one of it was like 90% of the reason why I quit my job is it was because I knew that I would figure it out. I always had this mindset, like I fucking figure it out. I'll figure it out. I always had this mindset. Even the first, let's say, online win that was like 5-6 years ago, it was because I was a student, a college student, broke as a joke, like even broke like $50, $20 in my name, something like that broke. Came back from vacation 2-3 weeks, had my heart broken. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that bitch. I'm gonna focus on gym, work on myself, and try to make some money because I've fallen into the trap of watching a lot of videos on how to make money. So I thought that I was smarter than most people. So I was like super gyms. I watched those videos. I was better than them. And then I basically saw something about email marketing. That's how much I believe in myself. So I saw something about email marketing. It was Alex Baker. It's like, hey, like if you only can convince 4 people to pay you $1,500 a month to boost their sales by 20% with the email, there's gonna be like fucking $6K a month. I was like, oh, that's great. Let's fucking try it. Like, so how do I get my first client? It was like, it's easy. Go to some Facebook groups of business owners and publish this. I will do your email marketing for free for a whole month in exchange of a testimonial. So I did that. I got in one guy who was interested. Now he's been turned out to be the biggest, let's say, aquarium sellers in the entirety of Australia. So they became big after. But basically, I was like, okay, cool. So it's like, okay, email marketing. The guy was like, okay, cool. Here's my Klaviyo account. It's like, okay, cool. What the fuck is a Klaviyo account? so I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, sales, sequences, copy. What the fuck is copywriting? What's email marketing? I didn't know anything, bro. Like none. I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna try. I figured it out. Like woke up at 6 a.m., worked out for like 1 hour, and they just kept
Okay,
working
to
and learning
clarify,
for like
is this
yeah,
before joining the real world
yeah, before.
or after? Okay.
Yeah, that was 5 years before. But this is
Oh, I
just to
see.
know that,
How old are you
yeah.
for
Just,
perspective?
I'd say I was 18,
No,
something like
no.
that.
How do you know?
And now I'm 25.
Okay, let's carry on. Sorry.
So I was 19, yeah. I was 19, 20, something like that. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try. Kept doing. So I pulled it off somehow. I kid you not, just by pure hard work of working from 6 a.m. into learning with this free Skillshare account because I couldn't afford one. So I'm just using the free one with different emails and inviting myself over different emails. So I just kept doing that for like, man, after like 4 days of learning, I was able to boost his genuine business revenue by I'd say like almost 300% a month from just an email list of like 1,200 people. From just 1,200 people, I was able to generate like 43K. It was from selling aquariums. So then I provided this amazing result. The guy was like, "Oh, that's great. How much do you charge?" Like, okay, cool. I have 2 options for you. Normally, it's either 1,500 a month or 1,250 a month plus 15% of the profit. It was like, okay, then 1,500. I was like, okay, cool. How do you want me to send it? It was like Western Union. So back then, you didn't need to be a member of the family to send money. And then the money arrived. I still remember it vividly, man. I slept. I woke up. My phone was like had like 4% in battery. I saw the message like no fuck. He was like, yeah, I sent it. I was like, no fucking way. He's joking. It was because like I charged 60% up front, 40% after. So it was $850 up front. And then I ran up to the Western Union. I told them, yeah, this is my name. Like, yeah, you have some money in your name. Then they fucking pulled the cash. $850. Like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah. Yeah.
falling. So I took the money, start feeling like a fucking madman, like, yeah, I'm a G. All my friends like, oh, how did you make this money? Like, look, I'm just smarter than you, I'm better than, no, I'm joking. So I just, they were super kind of like shocked. And then that's where I started having this mentality of, fuck it, I believe that I'm the man, I can pull it off. So then I started using that mentality to, like I said, for the thesis that, you know, the thesis that I told you was supposedly to last like 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
7 months of work to prepare a thesis.
Mm-hmm.
From that win, so it was like 2 years ago. Do you know in how much time I made it? Because because I made myself in, so okay, so I like to put myself in really stressful situation, like closing a big retainer, not knowing how to fulfill it, and then I need to figure it out because I know that I will. So that's how much I believe in myself. For the thesis, the 7 months is how much time do you think it took me to finish it?
3 months.
No,
What, higher or lower?
lower,
1 month.
no,
Even lower.
lower,
Oh, that's what you want me to guess. Okay, I see. Okay, okay. 2 weeks.
lower.
Oh no, that's going very low there. So out of 7 months, lower than 2 weeks. That's crazy. 1 week. What? Wait, wait, wait,
I'm
wait.
serious, and I passed, by the way.
Did you just do it overnight? What?
Ah, come on,
How
I'm not
long?
that lazy. 25 hours.
Wow, that's crazy. Something that takes
So
people
20,
7 months to do, you done in 25 hours.
25 hours, man, of
Yeah.
just music, coffee, orange juice, singing with the songs because I almost fell asleep. That's how fucked up I was. So yeah,
Mhm.
that just shows that if you truly put your money into something, you can really succeed at anything. So that's basically my background or how I transition from that into the real world. That's kind of like my story into that. Could talk about more subject, but have any question?
How did you find out about the reward? You said you saw Andrew Tate on Fresh and Fit, so we covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to watch Andrew Tate for let's say years, and that's how I got that's what contributed to my iron mindset is because I watched the tips and tricks on beating depression becoming successful video. And it just impacted me. Just the affirmation. It was like a free YouTube video. I just kept watching it and watching it and watching it. And yeah, after that I was like, yeah, this guy, like, he knows what he's talking about. He has the life that I want. Months later, like years later, I saw him on Fresh and Fit. I was like, you know what? Let's give it a spin.
Okay. Did you cover how you gain confidence in business? Yes, you said you were a G. Right, right, right. Okay. You
Yeah,
saw
but
yourself as completely G. Anything else?
yeah, but not just the energy. It's also the fact that I had something to prove. So you know when they say like sometimes you rise to the occasion and perform. That's what I always was. So sometimes I just even when I was a lazy student and I had really bad grades, when sometimes like I just got pissed into getting compared with my family members, like my cousins, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I wanna be one of the best students. So I just did for like a short period of time and became it. So the confidence, like I said, just came from I'd say a getting pissed off attitude towards the world. So I got pissed off towards the world. I got pissed off at my circumstances. I got pissed off into into everything. But also when once I got my eyes opened by Tate, I was like, shit, like there's so much money to be made. Like 4K a month isn't being successful. Like you can make so much money. So I was like, you know what? Aren't I making some money? Like, why aren't I making some money? Fuck, fuck, fuck. Okay, I need to make some fucking money. Then I got like pissed. So then I got that, let's just say, pissed off attitude to the world, and that's how we transitioned into taking bolder action. That's what gave me the confidence into making bigger business decisions. But also, I don't know if I can just add to that, but but also it came from knowing, how can I say that? So I started to become confident in my skills and become confident in just business in general when I knew that I knew nothing. When I started to put aside my ego, like 99% of people, and just fucking, I was like, you know what? Like I said when I said minutes ago, I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'ma shut the fuck up. I'ma just learn. Because man, like Tate says, you're broke because you're either lazy, arrogant, or stupid. I know a lot of smart people. They're still broke, but they're either, even if they work hard towards school, they're still broke. It's because they're arrogant. They have that ego, man. They still have that ego of, yeah, like, you know, I have this joke, and they tell me, hey, like, I think that when I tell them, okay, you know what, like, hey, Saad, how can I get a client? I was like, okay, you're gonna do this and this and this and this. Like, yeah, but I think that it doesn't make sense. You know, I think that I should do this and this. And they keep telling me, and even with my old friends, I call them old friends, they tell me, hey, I'll tell them, yeah, Hess University, I'm trying to do this. And they're like, hey, man, that's a scam. Don't know what you do. Are you losing the money, man? Come, come hang out with us and drink and don't do anything, bro. Like, okay, I'm like, hmm. They're like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. Ate doesn't know what he's talking about. I was like, okay, cool. Oh, Andrew, you tells you that he made the money with copywriting. Oh, he doesn't know anything. Oh, his university should be free, man. Why would they charge for a course? They make money from that. I was like, I see your point, but I see why you think that you're smarter than that. I see that. But with all due respect, seeing the circumstances and the fact, there's just one fact that one thing that really kills off your argument. I mean, I hate to break it down to you, but the reason that you're still not making money and why you don't know what you're talking about, the reason why you don't know shit is because you're broke. You don't know what the fuck you know. We don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because if you didn't, you'd have some fucking money. So stop thinking you've been thinking your whole life and you're broke. So shut the fuck up. Oh man, man, just take the gamble. The gamble. I don't care. Even if you don't take the Hustle University, it doesn't fucking matter. Just do something. Stop thinking that shit will come to your life just from that, just from being smart. Being smart won't get you shit. Man, I know some people that are far smarter than me, at least academically. They are far smarter than me. They know about this, know about this, know about this, know about this and this and this, and this subject and this subject and this physics and this language. And they're still fucking broke, and they think that that smartness will make them successful, but it doesn't. The only thing that truly makes you successful is speed, action, 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 action. It's not thinking about it. Like, I could come up with a business plan and I go to my friends and talk to them about the business plan, a business idea. They're like, oh man, it wouldn't succeed because of this and this and this and this. Okay? Another business idea. Oh man, it wouldn't succeed because of this and this and this and this. Another business idea. It wouldn't succeed because of this and this. I'm like, bro, you're so fucking negative. Like, nothing is guaranteed in life. Everything has a risk. Every single thing has a risk. Even when going to school and having a good degree, I've done that, man. I've done that. I have 2 master's degree. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter, man. Like, you could, like, have been smart or knowing a lot of stuff doesn't make you, it won't make you successful, man. It's because you're too arrogant to admit that you don't know shit. It's like me going to a piano teacher and be like, okay, so you play piano with this. Like, you do this and this, you learn this. I'm like, I think that this is a bad keynote. I think that you should do this. Like, how arrogant can you be? Like, shut the fuck up, put your head down, and get to work. It's simple. Stop thinking that you know shit. Stop thinking that you're taking action from just watching videos upon videos upon videos for months and months and months, not trying anything. And I say this because, guys, I'm speaking to you guys who are watching the interview. I've been there. I know that it gives you the dopamine, it gives the good feeling of, it gives you the illusion that you're going to succeed, that you're succeeding, but you're not. We are not, man. When I was in your position, you're not gonna be successful. Believe me, man. I'm speaking from experience. It's because unless you take action, it won't work out. It doesn't matter if you watch 60,000 hour worth of financial advice videos and dropshipping videos. If you don't take action, you won't learn. You won't learn the skill because seeing it on the screen is totally different from the business world, man. You fail and fail and fail. There are some so ongoing deals, and you think that you're arrogant. That arrogance won't take you anywhere. Just give it a go. Just try. Take risks. You're bold. Like, try it. It's $50 a month. It doesn't matter. Man, even if I had $200 and it was $180, I would have still tried it. Because why? Because unless you take some bold actions, your chances to succeed in life are zero. Unless you take the chance, the leap of faith of, you know what, fuck it. What's the worst gonna happen? Like, fuck it, I'm just trying. Like, let's do it. And I'm talking as a guy who was broke. Like, I'm not talking of those, hey, I had like 3K saved up, it was my entire network. 3K, motherfucker. That's 3K. That's 3K. So don't talk to me about being broke, like I said. So unless you really taking the actions, you can't really succeed in any field. Doesn't matter if it's business, sport, language, anything. Unless you, even with language. So if you guys are watching and like, hey, but English is my first language. Man, Rokas, do you know English? Do you know what's my first language? My first language is Arabic. English is my third language. It's not even my second language. It's my third language. I was shit at English. But like I said, with just taking risks, I've just kept learning some new words and trying to speak it with my older friends who had like a good level of English. So I wasn't afraid of making mistakes. They kept correcting me. I didn't have the ego of them to know, but why is it like this? Why didn't you use have? No, I think that you should use have instead of has. They know more than me in that particular subject. So I'm gonna just shut the fuck up, make the mistakes, and just do it, man. Like, that's what they still don't get, man, because they still think that it's all about that it's about being smart or knowing a lot of stuff. Man, I'm telling you, even if you know all the information in the world, you'll never succeed unless you take actions. Sorry for my TED speech.
This is great. This is the longest interview we've ever done so far. So, what was it about the real world that made you stick around and be paying basically all your lost money towards it every month?
So I would say that the biggest reason why I kept being the real world is simply because the community aspect of it. So you need to understand that, especially with any business, like just Andrew, that just the vision that you have in business and the ambition that you have, 99% of people don't have the same vision. They don't have the same ambition. People are lazy. So then when you come into a community where everyone is pushing a band of brothers, of people, of like-minded individuals, it doesn't, and I know the argument that the soy boy 1995 Twitter user will say, oh man, but they're not all successful, you're just paying for to be with a bunch of broke guys. At least you're with a bunch of broke guys that want to head places, that want to go places, that want to succeed, that have the same drive. They push you forward. Your friends who talk about their favorite porn stars will not push you forward. Those are fucking losers. Like, and every time that let's say that you have a small win, man, kids could have like $100 win. Man, you should see it live. It's so beautiful because everyone is so happy for them. Everyone is so ecstatic for them. Like, oh man, congrats. Like, oh, it's only $100. No, you don't get it. It's $100. You made money from thin air. Now you can make as much money as you can. It's so beautiful. And sometimes you're just lazy, or like you're like, ah, oh, fuck, I don't feel good, or man. I know that it's out of subject, but sometimes some people could have like bad news, like, man, like my brother died or some shit. Okay, don't think that we're all like, hey, you don't tell me, hey, fuck off, fuck you, brother, ha ha ha. get to work, get that paid, hey, get money, Lambo money. No, we really try to help them out. A lot of guys felt suicidal before joining, and now they feel good because they found a band of people who have the same mindset, and they're like, I'm not alone, because I felt alone for so long, even with my friends. I was the only odd one out. Even like 4 or 5 years ago, man, I used to be with those friends hanging out, and it was like it was at one of my friends' places, one of my rich friends' places. He had like an apartment from his father or something. We used to hang out there, and there was like some chicks, so like girlfriends of his girlfriend or something. So there were like some hot chicks, etc. And we could just be talking, and everyone's having a good time. Personally, I don't drink, but everyone's having a good time, everyone's drinking, doing everything, and I could just be sitting like this. And then they're like, Sad, what's happening? Like, what? I'm like, we broke. Like, you need to make the money. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I used to be like the crazy guy, and I was the odd one out, the weird one, because I wasn't good academically. For my family, I was too, let's say, bad at studying to be fitting with my, let's just say, relatives. But also for my brother and my sister. I mean, I love them to bits. Don't get me wrong, I'll take a bullet for them. But I don't have the mindset, I don't have this drive. It always felt alone because you don't have the people who truly get you drive, and you're not just the crazy guy. Because if you're really ambitious, man, you're always the crazy guy. Hey, why are you doing this? Why are you working? Like, just stop, just hang out. Nobody, they don't get you, man. And that's the beauty of the real world, man. It's so beautiful. Everyone is so there's this brotherly love. Everyone help each other. Like, hey, okay, cool. I'll review your copy. I'll help you with this client. It's just beautiful, man. It's amazing.
Since we're on this topic, tell me a bit more about the people you met in the real world who then became your friends, you formed your own group, and now you're moving to Thailand with them. Because that seems like a really big thing. So I would like to hear a bit more about that.
All right. So, like I said, those people, like I said, we created like a quick group chat. Okay, so those people we just kept interacting in the general chats. So in the experience chat, because in the experience chat, you know that everyone made some money. I mean that they're all serious people. Like, they work hard, and we we kind of like got along with each other. And then once I became an apprentice, some of them were apprentices. We helped each other. We made like we just kept doing some AMAs and helping each other, and putting some of us in to answer some questions. And then, like I said, after like you need to understand that after 7 months or 8 months of friendship, man, every single week we had this Sunday call where we kept each other accountable. We kept each other accountable. There was always this high energy, like Nikolai, like, you know, the differences. Like, hey man, oh man, just close another guy for like 3K. I'm like, fuck you. Now I'm not sleeping. Ah, you happy? Cool. Yeah, thank you. And then I just kept working. Like, sometimes I just got pissed off at the word. I was like, fuck. Like, my friends don't get me, my family don't get me. They're like, bro, it's normal. Like, even my family and my friends don't get me. They're gay. Fuck it. Let's just make some money. Just help each other. You could be in a shitty situation, but they're like, oh man, I have this fucking shitty situation. I don't know what to do. You call Antonio or you call Ronan, which you have interviewed, and you're just like, hey, like, we have this issue. Like, okay, we gonna resolve it as a group of brothers. And like I said, those people, just because they weren't stupid, they weren't retarded to hate on Tate, because they wanted to do self-improvement. We already knew that there was an already establishing set of beliefs. Okay, we all believe that we need to be strong. We all believe that we need to know how to fight. We all believe that we need to make the money. We all believe that the matrix is real. So then we were already kind of pre-vetted. And plus, through 6, 7 months of talking every single day, helping each other every single day, we vetted each other more and more and more. And now I can't tell you how much, but we literally trust each other with tens of thousands of dollars, man. Man, I love those guys so much, man. No homo. That, you know, when I told you that I was super broke and I had like that $1.60 in the bank. In that situation, bro, there was an opportunity where one of the guys, it was basically a very successful person, and I got in contact with him, and I almost kind of like, I was going to send him a bunch of emails to see if he liked my work and then work with me. But then one of my friends in the group, turns out that he was already talking about working with him. They were already negotiating. You know what I did? I've gone to the guy, I literally told him, I still have the message, told him, hey man, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for giving me your time. But unfortunately, I just heard that you were in negotiation with my friend, with my friend
Mhm.
Lancelot, and so I don't think that we can work together. I don't want to be that asshole. And just so you know, I did that 2 times. One, it was with Lancelot. The second was with Arno, the professor. I almost worked with him, but Federico was kind of working with him. And then since like I could have easily taken the place, not like Federico is a fucking G, but just because like there was a miscommunication. Like Federico was talking to him, and then like when you're a millionaire, you have a lot of messages, so he must have like missed his message. So then when he was like, hey, you know what, said literally, it was like, hey, do this and this to see if you're qualified, then we can start working together. Man, that was like a 1,500 a month retainer. You know what I said? I don't want to be that asshole. You're already like in negotiation. You're already talking to my friend, to my dear friend Federico. I don't want to be that asshole who takes someone else's bread. So we can't work together. I was broke. Like to say that, just to give up on that cash and on those opportunities. Not come in, and I know for a fact that they do the same because we did test each other. We did test each other to numerous occasions, and we vetted each other. So then the whole time situation is like was months ago when I was just talking. I mentioned on the call that my dream was that in 2 years. So this is funny because I was like, in 2 years, once I made enough money, I want to quit my job and I want to just go move to Thailand and just be a fighter, make money and just fight. Like basically go country to country and test different martial arts. Just country to country, different martial arts. Cuban boxing, going to Russia, Sambo combat for like a year, just be a nomadic fighter, making money online. And I mentioned that, and I mentioned that. And then someday I was chilling on my bed, I was reviewing some copy, I was seeing something, and then Nikolai called me. It's like, hey, Saad, what's up? I was like, hey, bro. Like, hey, man, I'm going to Thailand. I'm actually going to Thailand with my best friend. So, yeah, we're going there. We're going to live there and train there. You want to come? I was like, sure. So then, so then I was like, yeah, cool. Okay, cool. I'll come. So then I call Belmin. There's another principal. Like, hey, man, yeah, me, Nikolai, and his best friend, we're going to Thailand. We're going to be living there, fighting together, living together, and making money together. You want to come? Like, sure. So then we did that, and then now we have like a group of 6 people who are going there, and like even more are also going there to time. But we also in the future, once like 3 other people come in, we're probably gonna have like another mention, and we each like will have the keys to the boat mention. Just as I say, if if you want to come in here or here, basically both our houses, basically gonna go there, and we trust each other so much that we'll be kind of like, this is kind of like the future, but I trust them so much that I'm ready to pull in, let's say, pull in my income together so that we can do big purchases, big investments, etc. Just because you trust them, just like Tate says, if you bring in a group of 10 men or 5 men into the same room, they trust each other, not to snake each other, and then they pull all their incomes together. Then you can buy properties, you can buy cars, you can buy investment, you can buy cryptos in the name of the companies, then you just split the profit. And the beauty of it is that we are all super competent, so then we can just propel each other forward. And that's the beauty of it, man. That like literally the real world gave me a purpose. It gave me a band of brothers that I haven't had in, man, years and years, bro. I didn't Bro, this level of friendship, because like I said, we all have kind of that mask in social where you say, okay, I may not say this about my views on feminism. Or maybe I may not say this in front of this group, but with them, man, it's all no homo, like naked, like you're totally yourself, and they're all already themselves, and we're already everyone is himself. And the beauty of it is that we keep each other accountable. So then, just yesterday, we're talking. I was like, man, this state stuff is bullshit. And I was like, it kind of annoys me. And basically, I talked about some other stuff. And then literally Antonio was like, man, I see you doing this mistake every time. Like you say this and you don't keep your word. Like you say this. You know what I said? Thank you so much, man. Thank you for checking me. Because we keep each other on toes, man. If one of us is fucking up, we call each other out. We're like, no, bro, the fuck is this mindset? Get to work. Stop thinking like a fucking loser and get to work. But I'm gonna burn out. Shut the fuck up. You're not gonna burn out, you bitch. Get to work. And then once you see everyone working really hard, like, fuck, do I really want to be that loser? Fuck you guys. I'm gonna get to work. And then you fucking work. You put another 16 hours, and it's all on the friendship, man. It's really beautiful. So the real world really gave me a sense of brotherhood, a sense of it gave me freedom, it gave me brothers, it gave me a purpose, it gave me an actual plan on how to become successful, it gave me mentors, it gave me passion, it gave me discipline. It just bettered my life overall. And that's what I like to say with my old friends sometimes when I see them once every 3 months, something like that. Like if we meet on a coffee or something, we just sit and then they're like, hey, what do you do? I'm like, bro, like this like really improved my life. Like, oh, bro, it's stupid. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you that I'm here live and it has improved my life. What the fuck are you saying? It genuinely improved my life. So I'm forever grateful for the real world, even though I'll be making 100, 150, $200 million in the next 10 to 15 years. 10 years, I'll still want to be an apprentice there and just help the guys just because I have a depth, because it genuinely changed my life. And you give me loyalty, I'll give you loyalty back.
The thing about the brotherhood you built, that's beautiful.
Thank you, man. Don't tell them that, otherwise they'll think that they're the
Yeah,
shit. Fuck them.
don't worry. They definitely won't listen to this interview. No.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
they're assholes.
And what you were saying about old friends, yeah, I've had the same. They've seen me succeed through the real world, but they still don't join. So it is quite sad to see. It's like you want the best for your old friends. You want to bring them up with you, but sometimes you just can't. So yeah, it's just how it
They
is.
don't want to be helped, man. They don't want to be helped.
Mm.
It's because it's gonna shatter their egos.
Now, going back onto the real world, would you have a list of, let's say, top three of the most important lessons you've learned from your time in the real world?
Okay, so I would say nobody is going to give it to you. So unless you go out there and actually put in the work and actually try to take it, doesn't matter what goal is, what goal it is. Nobody's going to come here into your bed, wake you up, and work for you and get you that Lambo and get you that money and get you those wins. Nobody except yourself. Consistency, consistency, consistency. This is the second point that I really learned, because you can do the outreach, you just say at least you can do the outreach for a day, for 2 days, for 3 days, 4 days. I'm just taking outreach as an example. Doesn't matter what tasks. You can do it for 4 days, but you keep doing it for day after day after day after day after day. That's what separates the winners from the losers. So consistency, consistency, consistency. It's all about how much you can do it, how much time you can put in. Because believe me, if you keep just going and going and going and going and going, you will bend the universe to your will. Will take it from its throat and force it to give you whatever you wish for. The third one, I would say, once you know, you just discover that you don't know. So, in other words, humbleness and killing your ego. So, like I said, a lot of people are smart. A lot of people think that they know a lot of stuff. Because the world has told you your entire life that you matter, that your opinion doesn't matter. Well, newsflash, it doesn't fucking matter. All right? Your opinion doesn't fucking matter. Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion. The marketplace dictates your value. So if you want to learn something or if you want to succeed at something, if someone is better than you at said thing and you want to become good at said thing and is giving you advice on said thing, shut the fuck up, say thank you, and then learn. And that's it. I also add the last one, but a fourth one, but basically basic manners and being polite. Be professional. Sorry, like you need to be professional at all costs. Be professional on how you talk. Be professional how you walk. Be professional on how you convey yourself, how you dress, suit. You need to be a professional at every aspect of your life because even on a sales call, you know what makes you seem like a pro? Wearing a suit, a tie, going to sales call wearing a suit and a tie, while 99% of your competition all wear either like a dress shirt or a t-shirt or like a jersey or something. When you wear like a suit, a tie, you're professional. You convey yourself with professionalism. Everyone takes you seriously. Every single person takes you seriously. The girls take you seriously. Your parents take you seriously. Your friends take you seriously. Your employers take you seriously. If you're always at time professional, if you're always at time, you're a professional. You're not late. You are consistent with your work, and you're humble enough to learn every single thing. Then you are bound to achieve any goal that you want to achieve.
To end off, I like to I'd like to do a follow-up interview with you in, let's say, 6 months. So, do you have plans for where you'll be in 6 months? Maybe some kind of vision for yourself. I know you've talked about your 10-year goals and more, but a bit shorter term.
Sure. So, like I said, I cannot really predict the future. I always have this concept that I learned through a lot of good and bad experiences, and I'm trying to teach it to my tigers, by the way, because I am a commander of one of the legions of the copywriting legions. So yeah, I'm in charge of a few tens of thousands of people. I just help them, give them advice, etc. But I try to teach that to them. You cannot control you cannot control the outcome. You can only control your input. Now, I would like to say that, yeah, in 6 months, I'd ideally be making 50, 60K, but I cannot really predict it because shit can go wrong. So I cannot say with a firm statement, yeah, I will be making 60K because shit can go wrong. You can be making more or less. But all I can assure you, my friend, is that you will find me in a situation where I am at least 5 times better than right now, making multiple 5 figures a month. That's what I can assure you. Training with my friends, having a purpose in life, and within 2 to 3 years, being worth, especially with the recession, being worth a few millions of dollars.
Amazing.
And to shake your hands and other brothers.
Looking forward to that. Now, where can people get in contact with you?
So I'm a pretty simple guy. I have an Instagram. It's at Naami Saad. So it's NAAMISAAD. And my website is saadnaami.com. You want me to write it in the chat?
Spell it out for the viewer, and then I'll put it all
Okay.
in the description of the video.
So Naami Saad my Instagram is NAAMISAAD. It's all in one word, Naami Saad. And my actual website, where if you guys are interested and want to work together, it's saadnaami.com. SAADNAAMI.com.
Great. Really appreciate your time Saad. And I look forward to when we do another interview to see how you've progressed in that time. Because from what I've seen today, I'm very excited for your future.
Thank you so much, man. I'm also excited to talk to you again in 6 months. I also am looking forward to seeing your success and your future endeavor. And yeah, man, if you have some time and you want to hang out someday, uh, you're more than welcome. Like my house has multiple bedrooms, so you could just come in Thailand and we can just hang out with the boys, train, and have some fun time, brother.
Man,
You're more
that's
than welcome.
awesome.
Mikasa sukasa.
Thank you.